Biafra is restored and all the suffering indigenous populations in the damnable zoological republic are set free. Chineke na nke pụrụ ime ihe Chukwu okike abụọ onye na-efuwe na aja aha nsọ ya mma mgbe niile. Onye ọbụla na ya na-achị eluigwe n'ụwa na-agba akaebe ịhụnanya gị na ebere gị amara gị na ọmịiko gị ebe ndị gị na-eze ebe dị ngọzi. Anyị wee na-etoghị agbanyeghị atụmatụ ọjọọ niile nke ndị iro. Iwe enye anyị ndụ n'ala nke dị ndụ n'ụbọchị nke taa. Anyị wee na-asị na ịja mma niile otu niile dịrị aha nsọ gị. Onye ọbụla anyị aka ike niile na ọ badara aka ya. Anyị wee na-akpọku gị na-asị gị na nke ọma anyị ga-ekele gị, nke ọjọọ ma anyị kelee gị. Anyị wee na-aja gị mma, wee na-eto gị, wee na-asọpụrụ gị n'isi ụmụ gị niile bụ ndị ikwu ndị wee ezu oku mgbe a kpọrọ ha ka ha wee chekwaa ala nsọ gị bụ Biafra onye na Chineke na ihe ikwuru anyị nkwa na o mekataghị ka ndị iro wee were ala nsọ Biafra onye na Chineke na nke bi n'igwe. Agbanyeghị atụmatụ ọjọọ niile nke ndị iro ma ndị na-agba mgbọgba ebe niile dị iche iche onye na Chineke nna ihere bụ nke ndị dị etu a n'ụbọchị nke taa. Anyị wee na-eto gị, wee na-asị onye nwe anyị na Chineke nna nke pụrụ m ihe niile. Onye ọ bụla anyị a na-azọpụta, onye ọ bụ naanị ya bụ okwu ya niile bụ ihe na amen. Naanị ya bụ okwu ya niile bụ ihe na amen. Anyị wee na-asị ezi ebube dị ngọzi nara otuto na ịja mma na nsọpụrụ site n'ebighị ebi ma ruo n'ebighị ebi. Ise.
More people can think for themselves today than ever before in human history. That is this awakening we are talking about. Do you think it's not real? Do you think it is not real? It is. That human intellect is sparkling now than ever. People now can ask at least commonsensical questions. Listen.
It's a big question, but at least they're thinking something. So once human intellect fires like this, and it will continue in the coming years, you can't stop it, then solutions for life in another place is not going to work. Because
solutions for life in another place is not going to work. That is just like what I'm saying. People are talking about spiritual solution. There is no spiritual solution. What we have is physical solution. Are you hearing me? That's why I say, please, if you have, you can also teach us if the lines are open. You are free. As long as we do, I want to learn more also from you. If there is a spiritual solution to our physical problem, please. He said solution for life in another place is not going to work. When you think that, oh, you are going to use prayer to bring down democracy, to bring down good governance, it is a lie. You are just making yourself happy. Fantasies. Just like a drug user, once you are high on drug, now you think that you are the Bill Gates. You now compare yourself with Bill Gates. But people that are seeing you in reality are seeing a mad person, are seeing a miserable person, hungry fellow. After, when the drug clears from your eye, you start begging for money. That is exactly what they put you in with religion. That is what they sentence you with religion, so that you become happy in misery. That don't worry, things will be okay. It is like this, it is like this. It is not, it is God that will. No, I said no. If the lines are open, if you can argue, if you can debate, please come in and bring contrary opinion. The only destiny is this: we debate in a civilized manner. If you come to rant, I cut you off. I don't even need another. If you come to rant, I want you make sense. We listen to ourselves. You talk, I talk. If I want to talk, I tell you listen. You listen, I talk. After I give you chance, you talk. You know, we learn from each other. Mutual understanding, mutual learning. But if you come to rant, I cut you off. I don't care. So, what am I trying to say? There is no spiritual solution to what we are passing through in this planet Earth. It is physical solution. During the Second World War, do you know that this nuclear weapon was first developed? The enrichment of uranium was first developed by Germany. By Germany during the Second World War. Do you know that? The West, just because of they are being defeated, so they collected the whole data and the scientists that were involved in this, and that is what made America to first of all develop Fat Man, the first nuclear weapon. It started from Germany. They were the submarine or the ship that was carrying enriched uranium to the place in Germany. The German vessel that was carrying enriched uranium down to the place, the missile site, which they have to now arm it, was sunk by the Allied forces through intelligence. And that is why Germany was not able to have nuclear weapon. For your information, they started this nuclear weaponry, nuclear power is Germany, not America. For your information, it is the Nazis that started it. They had the technology first before any other person. It's from them that the West learned it. For your information, this is reality. So, had it been Germany was able to develop nuclear weapon before the end of the Second World War, I am telling you, they will defeat everybody. They will defeat the Allied forces, including Russia. But they were prevented from it. So, the solution to our problems is not spiritual. There is no spiritual solution or spiritual problem. It's physical. Everything is physical in this realm. Continue listening, please.
Because I want you to
the solution to our problems is not spiritual. There is no spiritual solution or spiritual problem. It's physical. Everything is physical in this realm. Continue listening, please.
Because I want you to
Do you see why they are afraid? Do you see why they are afraid? Please, let me see that my voice is coming out. I want to know. Do you see why they are afraid? I think my voice is coming out. I think my voice. Please, I need confirmation. I need confirmation. I saw just one perturbation, but I think everything is okay, but I'm trying to check. I need confirmation from people that my voice is coming out, please. Just inbox me. Tell me yes, please. I think yes, my voice is coming out. I think my voice is coming out. So I want to continue. Let me continue in this. Let me continue playing this. My voice is coming out. Yes, thank you very much.
It'll collapse. It can remain sacred and up there only as long as you prevent it from asking these questions. These questions are taboo. These questions…
He said, this man said that the scriptures will continue remaining sacred up there as long as you don't ask these logical questions. Do you see? Is it not what? Is it now? You know, is it Bishop? Somebody wrote. Thank you very much, brother. Thank you very much, comrades. That my voice is coming out. Thank you. Thank you. During the medieval period, who they call Saint Augustine, he wrote about the two kingdoms. When people are too serious on religion, belief, he said, look, let us not confuse ourselves. We are in the kingdom of man. Mixing up a kingdom of God we don't know with kingdom of man will bring confusion. Let us separate these two kingdoms. This book is one of the bases of separation of church and the state. Make your researches. That is true. Because people, the medieval Europeans, they believe too much, even more sheepishly, more than Africans. To the extent that things we are, everything is about belief. Like what you have in our land today. They take church as the solution to every problem. This man looked at everything, he said no. He was a bishop. He said no. We need to stop this, otherwise human beings will be going into oblivion, no advancement. He said, remember, we have two kingdoms. The kingdom we are seeing, we are in the kingdom of man. And there is another kingdom in another sphere, which we call kingdom of God. We don't know about it. So, is it not better we divide ourselves and live what is for God? Let it be. Let that kingdom take its own space. Let us think and develop our own kingdom, which is the kingdom of man. That is what I'm preaching. Physical solutions to our physical problems. Because our people, we are being duped, mixing up things. When you are suffering, you take solace with the quotation which they use in maneuvering, deceiving you. That you have another big, better space, another better country, another better kingdom. If you have another place to go, why not die today and go now? And stop eating gari for us. Stop, consuming our apple. Die today and go and leave us with this world. He says these questions are taboo. The questions are sacrilege. Because they know once you ask these logical questions, that these so-called sacred books will collapse direct. Because there is no answer. And that is what we see. Is it not what we see today, what we hear? Once you ask these questions, you know what they will tell you? Oh, don't worry, a carnal mind does not understand the things of the spirit. And I ask you, you are in spirit, but you are eating with me. If you are hungry, you go and eat. If I use telephone, you are using telephone. You are not talking in spirit, living telephone. No. If my telephone, the battery dies or goes down, I will charge it. I will plug it in the charger. Which made bought in the market. You do the same thing. But when it comes to logic, you start now telling me that, look, I cannot understand the things of the spirit. Who is Mumu? Who is an idiot? We are in an era of awakening whereby we have to ask questions. And this is what they don't want. Because the Europeans, they did it. It worked for them when they started asking questions that led to the development you are seeing today. They didn't stop. It led to revolutions. And that is what we are in today in Africa. Listen.
It's a sacrilege. You're not supposed to ask them. Only as long as you do not ask these questions, they float in very sacred space. If you ask two questions, it'll collapse.
Are you hearing it? Is it not the same thing? A carnal mind cannot understand. You ask, they say, no, don't challenge the spirit. And you ask, where is the spirit? Even if I see spirit, I challenge him. Why then am I in this world? Why am I not in spirit? Why are you with me entering, buying car, entering flight? Why can't you travel spiritually? But when it comes to knowledge, when it comes to intellectualism, logic, now you say you enter into spirit. You're a deceiver. You are a scammer, complete scammer. They know that once you start asking questions, they will collapse. That's why they program you, don't ask questions, don't entertain questions, don't enter arguments. You want to be against God, don't enter, don't ask God questions. As if, where is God? Tell me. I'm talking to you, I'm not talking to God. I want to use I want to use logic. The logic that is being used to manufacture the telephone we are using today. The logic is being used in order to manufacture the laptops I'm using today. Logic is being used in order to knit the clothes you are using today. But when we want to ask real logical questions concerning what is hampering our development, you say, no, the carnal mind cannot understand. Don't go there. Why shouldn't I go there? Why shouldn't I go there? Listen.
Entire philosophies, belief systems, religious processes, everything will collapse with two questions, majority of it. There are a few things which will stand, of course. These two questions, only a few rare human beings asked in the past or till now. Now I'm contaminating the world. I'm making these questions common. Just about everybody is asking these days. And there are many other sources and the very nature of human intellect will ask these questions. Once these questions become commonplace, it is there and this is all we have to do. If you don't understand what is the process of this is all we have to do. We have to plant two questions in everybody's mind, with which every kind of fanciful philosophy will collapse. If people genuinely start asking few fundamental questions, all fancy solutions up there will collapse and come down to life here. Once that happens, turning inward is an obvious step, there is no other way. We are heading towards that. How much gas we put into it will depend on, will make sure or will facilitate how quickly we get there. How quickly we get there simply depends on how much energy we put into this. If we plant this question in everybody's mind in the coming year, you will see within 10 years' time, almost the entire human population will be doing yoga. Just simple questions, that's all. Answers not needed, just questions for which there are no answers in any book. So these questions are being raised because it's very natural for human intellect to come up with these questions unless it's heavily indoctrinated. The way religious extremism is spreading in the world, the way things are happening, it looks hopeless. Not in my view. The more extreme it gets, the more these questions will pop up in people's minds. Yes. In the meantime, unfortunately, some people will have to suffer because extremism is spreading in a strong way. But as more nutcases do things, glaring things on the planet, more these two questions will pop up in everybody's mind. A few years ago, maybe some of you have read it, think this got written into that Midnights with the Mystic book. I was made to meet a person who was in a kind of a reality show, but he was on his deathbed. He was terminally ill and they wanted to… this show is about death. So they brought him on this and I went and met him later on and kind of helped him out of that situation. So his question to the people was, at that time Iraq war was just on. So he said, we are praying to God for victory. I'm sure they're also praying for victory. Who will God favor? I said, whoever. Whoever has more guns.
Sorry, I was speaking. I off my microphone. I'm very, very sorry. I was saying what this man said. One person asked him question during the Iraqi war. Maybe it's an Iraqi. He said, we are praying for God. We are praying to God for us to win. And our enemies are also praying to the same God for them to win. He said, who will God favor? And you know what he answered him? He said, the person with the highest gun. Now, what does it mean? The physical wins, the more physical. The person that is more diplomatically balanced, the person that plans his own thing physically very well, the person that builds more bomb, the person, which means, building bomb is logic. You build war materials with logic. The person with more physical ability is a person that wins, which means the person that God answers his prayers. Now, what does it tell? That we have physical solutions to our physical problems. There is no spiritual there. Calling on spiritual side or this and that is just to make yourself satisfy that psyche which you have been put into. That psyche that, oh, you have to call on, No. If you build more bomb, if you have more weapon, you build more allies, you play your role very well, you win. That is why, the danger in this is this. We have been very, very relaxed enough, laxity enough. Because we believe that God will, every time before, I could remember the early time, oh, it will be a miracle. Oh, God will do it for us. That is our mantra. That has been our mantra. But let me tell you, without the normal, careful planification of the struggle, without going on the diplomatic front that is needed, without having the normal equipment and support that is needed, there is nothing like God will come to help us. It's lie. Are you hearing me? That is why we need to double our efforts, because physical solutions is meant for our physical problems. We are in a physical problem, being bound physically, not to attain our limitation. In Nigeria, they placed the ceiling as our limit. We need to be coordinate. We need to be cooperative. We need to be cohesive. We need to join hands together in order to find a way, the right way, the logical means, to meet diplomatic means, to financial means, to be with ourselves, not to sabotage the struggle, so that we succeed and win. That is physical solutions to our physical problems. If you think that it is you go to pray, only prayer, God will do it. You don't even see God. You don't know where He stays. You are just in cloud cooker land. Are you hearing me? You are simply in cloud cooker land. It will not work. According to simple definition of spirit, it is something that could not be seen, rather in another dimension. But we are in a world of physicality. We are in a world that is filled with physical problems. We should understand that we have no control over the pre-life and afterlife. We have no control over pre-life and afterlife. That is, before you were born, you don't know where you were. You don't know where you were. The world has been existing billions of years. Before you were born, you don't know where you were. That is pre-life. After also this life, you don't know where you are going, what will happen. You don't know. Are you hearing me? We only have control over this present life, which is physicality. That is the only thing. Anybody that is telling you that they have a control over pre-life or afterlife, he is deceiving himself. That is why we have to concentrate and join hands together for us to liberate ourselves. That is physical solutions to our physical problems. In every country, the most important driving factor is economy. It is physical. To physically better people's lives. That is it. In Kenya today, the protests that are going on because the president Uhuru Kenyatta, William Ruto, he wanted to imbibe in a wrong policy imposed by World Bank and IMF. And the population physically, they say, no, if we allow this man, he will impose the physical sufferings on us. Are you hearing me? It is not spiritual suffering, physical sufferings on us. That is why they physically rose up. Are you understanding what I'm saying? That is why they physically rose up in order to solve their physical problems by themselves physically. They didn't enter into 100 days fasting. No. In order for spiritual to solve. No. They didn't say, no, this man is a physical man. He don't understand the things of the spirit. No. Are you hearing me? Do you remember last time, during the starting of Ukrainian war, one mega pastor, he disgraced himself by commanding, kneeling down in camera, decreeing that the war should stop. Today, has the war stopped? People believe that he has a power. Oh, make a decree. He's a man of God. This is what the Europeans have passed through before. Centuries before 14th century, they passed through this. They believed, they were thinking that all these people, men of God, pastors, reverend fathers, priests, they have power. Without knowing that they were being manipulated and scammed. Until they started asking questions. That their problems, their physical problems need physical solutions. And they took on physically. As I was saying, in every country, the most important driving factor is economy. It is physical. To physically better people's lives. In order to achieve a thriving economy, organization is needed, which is the reason why government is there to provide and implement law equitably. That is physicality. And that is how a country can thrive. But today, what you can see or refer to as spiritual problems in Nigeria is what could be diagnosed and physically solved in other countries. That's why I say when the lines are open, if you have if you can tell us about any spiritual problem, please, you are welcome. I want you to teach us. Or any country that is developed through spiritual means, please tell us. Because this spiritual, religious is too much in Nigeria. Trying to solve our physical problems in a spiritual way is a scam. For goodness sake, it's a scam. The concentration of churches and mosques, where people go and look for solutions in Nigeria, is a huge deception and scam. If all these faith and belief centers provide solutions to our problems, you won't even see them there. They will not be there. They will be scarce. The institutions and utility centers that provide the real solutions are, let me give you, they are hospitals, professional learning centers, you can call them schools or any type of learning centers, police stations, factories, fire service centers, electricity providing centers, railway lines, seaports and jetty, etc. How many of the above mentioned institutions and utility centers can you see in your community? How many? But you have different churches, numerous churches, mosques, and all spiritual centers in your community. Now, the question I ask is that, do they provide any solution to our problems? The answer is no. We have been talking about EEDC, the electric center. Is it not physical? It doesn't matter how many churches you have. It doesn't change any fact. If you don't take up physically to solve your solution. That is why IPOB took it as a challenge. In order to challenge, as a topic, in order to challenge the status quo. What they did smartly in Nigeria is to, channel your efforts, your energies. That our problems we have in Nigeria is spiritual. That it is spiritual. Now continue praying so that God will bring for you one good politician to change your life. You are demented. You are living in Klakuka land. You are not a human being. You are an idiot. This is life from the pit of hell. And do you know? Continuous proposing or channeling people to this situation. Putting people on this channel is the reason why you have churches everywhere to give you sedatives, so that they continue keeping you, telling you that your problem is spiritual, that you are fighting spiritual battle. Tell me one spiritual battle you are fighting. Tell me. One cup of gari is whether more than 200 naira. Tell me, is it spiritual battle? Is it true? Once go do fasting 1,000 days. The same price. The so-called unbeliever buys it is the same price you are buying. The accident that is happening because of lack of good rules is killing unbelievers, killing believers, killing half believers, killing spiritualists, killing Gomo, killing everybody. Therefore, it is physical, it is not spiritual. Our problem is physical. Let us use physical solutions to our physical problem. That is all we clamor. Are you hearing what I'm saying? The Europeans, during their era of awakening and renaissance, do you know the meaning of renaissance? Rebirth, born again. That thing they tell you that you are born again. I say, no. The reborn again is when you start asking questions. Now, your frontal lobe will start opening. You will start understanding things. You will want to know more. The Europeans, during their era of awakening and Renaissance understood that in this planet, there are only physical problems which could be solved with physical solutions. That's the reason why they resolved to transforming their mindset to physicality instead of concentrating on spirituality. This warranted them to start questioning everything, including their belief. The resolve is a physically advancing and developed Europe, which we are seeing today. This was as a result of the European Renaissance. They started questioning everything, including belief. God called me. God say they started questioning everything. God called me. They said, no, tell me, can you show me? Can you, if God is calling me, please put it on a speaker so that we hear him speaking. That is the way they remove themselves from the scam of this religion. And today they advance. And the funniest part of it is that you are dying to go there where they use physical solutions to their physical problems. But in you are praying for visa. You are praying for visa. Remember, let me continue. Remember, the idea that a king was God's chosen representative reached its greatest extent in the 1600s. It was an idea that a monarch is divinely called by God for a specific purpose. And with that calling, they are transformed by divine power. The divine right of kings was a notion often used by the Catholic Church throughout their history. All these things you are hearing today, God call me. It happened in Europe. Christianity brought it up. This is, I'm not making it up. This is a historical fact, for goodness sake. Christianity used God to say, in order to support evil, in order to entrench, killers as kings. They say no, it is divine. That is divine right of kings. It was in Europe. The monarchy, they supported the monarchy, that it is divine, that it is God that called them. Until human beings, the Europeans, started asking questions, said no. That is divine right of kings. It was in Europe. The monarchy, they supported the monarchy, that it is divine, that it is God that called them. Until human beings, the Europeans, started asking questions, said no. That is divine right of kings. It was in Europe. The monarchy, they supported the monarchy, that it is divine, that it is God that called them. Until human beings, the Europeans, started asking questions, said no. That is divine right of kings. It was in Europe. The monarchy, they supported the monarchy, that it is divine, that it is God that called them. Until human beings, the Europeans, started asking questions, said no. That is divine right of kings. It was in Europe. The monarchy, they supported the monarchy, that it is divine, that it is God that called them. Until human beings, the Europeans, started asking questions, said no. That is divine right of kings. It was in Europe. The monarchy, they supported the monarchy, that it is divine, that it is God that called them. Until human beings, the Europeans, started asking questions, said no. Again, I'm going to hand over the platform to Mazi Abanyim, the European representative. Mazi, please welcome to the program with your group. Over to you, please. Go on.
Thank you, Mazi Jonathan. Thank you so much. Good evening, Biafrans all over the world. Good evening, good afternoon, and good night to some of you, depending on your time zone, your location. Good evening, Biafrans in Europe. My name is Mazi Abanyim. I am the European representative of indigenous people of Biafra. I come from Ami Kechuku. Ami Kechuku is in Biafra, in all province of Biafra land. So it is always a great pleasure to come to Radio Biafra once in a while to enlighten our people, to inform them, and to keep them abreast of what is going on in our struggle. Because information, they say, is power. And from that information, you gain knowledge. And knowledge gives you understanding. We found it very, very absolutely necessary. It has become imperative that we come on Radio Biafra to inform our people as to where we stand in our struggle for freedom. But before I go ahead, I would like to say one or two prayers to our people in Biafra land, especially the ESN and Mazi Kano, who is our supreme leader. I want to pray that Chukwu Okabeama will continue to sustain him wherever he is. He has committed no crime known to law. That is obvious before the court and before every person in that contract. Sustain him wherever he is. He has committed no crime known to law. That is obvious before the court and before every person in that contract.
We are praying to God for victory. I'm sure they are also praying for victory. Who will God favor? I said, whoever has more guns. How is God supposed to answer this question? Both of them are praying. I'm sure whenever they went to battles, both sides are praying. So whose prayer will he answer? Those who are right, those who are wrong? Those who win are always right. We know that. So questions will come invariably because human intellect is being nurtured in so many different ways. Not all the things that come out of this intellect are going to be pleasant. Lots of unpleasantness will come. But one thing will happen. All the established so-called solutions will collapse. People will want an answer at some point out of sheer frustration. Because initially intellect will turn you into an atheist, it's a natural consequence, you know. When your logic starts asking questions, you naturally become an atheist. As your logic evolves further, you will understand the childishness of being atheist or theist for that matter. Then you will want genuine answers. The evolution of human intellect will naturally lead to solutions from within. Then the methods and technologies that yoga has to offer will become of
Welcome back. This is Radio Biafra House of Service coming to you through Radio Biafra London. There is a kind of technical breakdown, but it's fixed up. So we must continue, please. Do not forget that today is the 20th day of July, 2024. I hope my voice is coming out. I hope my voice is coming out, please. Yeah, my voice it should be coming out, please. I'm receiving, let me see, my voice should be coming out. Yes. Yes. My voice is coming out. Please. For your information, my voice is coming out. I've been trying to battle something. I was battling on this difficulty, but my voice is now coming out. So we must continue. It was repeating, but it's okay now. So, as I was saying, do not forget that I'm talking about physical solutions to our physical problems. We have been duped into thinking that, oh, we use spiritual means in order to solve physical problems. It is lie. I continue repeating, please, in case if the lines are open, if you can call and stipulate and tell us which spiritual problems that we have and how we are going to solve it spiritually. Please, you tell us. The whole world will listen. Also, you can also tell us, because even if you don't, I will ask you: have you ever seen a country developed through spiritual means? Please. This is something you have to also deal with, because I will ask you that. So we must continue. We must continue. Now, as I was saying, the idea that a king was God's chosen representative reached its greatest extent in 1600s, that is the 17th century, in Europe. It was an idea that a monarch is divinely called by God for a specific purpose. For you to understand that this God called me today, it started from Europe. Oh, God called them. So they are servants of God. Use all these things in order to stifle others, putting people to live in extreme penury or penury and misery. Whereas they are living high, saying, when you come, they cover it, God call them. God will say, no, don't. You want to challenge God? Is it not what is happening in our land today? And with that calling, they are transformed by divine power. That was the belief of Europeans. The divine right of kings was a notion often used by the Catholic Church throughout their history. These kings, completely supported by the Christian Church, had absolute power and could do as they liked. They expected total obedience from the people they ruled. The idea that a king was God's chosen representative reached its greatest extent in the 17th century, that is 1600s. Britain's King James the First and Charles I believed strongly in the divine rights of kings. Eventually, the people ruled by these kings resisted. They began to fight to gain power. That is the population. When they started having rethink that these people are deceiving us. Are you hearing me? So what is happening in our heads today in Africa, it happened in Europe. And that is why they changed the Europe. It was not palatable. It was bloody. Are you hearing me? It was bloody. People rose up. A time came, people say, no, we can no more put up with all these lies. Look at the pastors in our land. They are living flamboyant lives. Churches everywhere. They are telling you, no, your problem is spiritual. Goes, everything is spiritual. They will give you spiritual water. What they call spiritual water, but no spiritual, is physical water. Doing business, selling. I saw on somebody's one pastor is selling both his frame, his picture frame. He have prices for sticker, for everything. Are you hearing me? This thing happened in Europe. But a time come in 17th century, the Europeans people rose up and said no. They started asking questions. They said no. We are living in a physical world. But every time these people are telling us that no, these people they are ordained people. God send them. And they see the way they are living flamboyant lives. You know, eating and dining with the kings, that is the politicians today. It is exactly what is happening in our land today. People rose up and resisted. It was bloody, but the people got control. It took time. It took different wars and bloods, but the people regained. That is why Europe is advanced, and you are in Europe today enjoying. You don't know what they pass. Some people are asking, is it not the same Christianity in Europe that is in Africa, that is in Nigeria? It is the same, but the people are not the same. For your information, I don't know how people are reasoning. It is the same religion. the same everything. But the mentality of people is what changed. People in Europe, they ask questions. They resisted. They no longer, if you say God come, they say, oh, sorry, come. Where is God? Oh, God told me. They say, if it's we want you to call God now. Let him speak. We want to hear, not only you. Because we are all born equal. Are you hearing me? Are you hearing me? Even King James, the one that wrote your Bible, translation of your English Bible, in 1604, England's King James I authorized a new translation of the Bible aimed at settling some thorny religious differences in his kingdom and solidifying his power. That is why you are quoting King James Bible today. Oh, it's the word of God. No, it is the word of man, for goodness sake. Let us call a spade a spade. This is being done by politicians. A politician known as King James Version. What you are quoting today as the word of God, it is being authorized in aimed at settling some thorny religious differences in his kingdom and solidifying his power. What does it mean? Imagine that Tinubu authorized a translation of a Bible or Quran. Do you think that he's going to do he's going to do it in good faith? He's going to do it in order to solidify his power. There are things he will put there in order to make people gullible. That is what King James did. That is what he did. The thing you are calling the word of everything, your standard is what you are quoting there. Let us understand. Because human intellect have risen up. The restoration of Biafra is not like any other flag independent, useless African country. It is about restoring our mentalities, for goodness sake. It is about asking questions. Do you know that many European countries remove that they are God? In France, they beheaded, they killed their monarchs outright. They burned some, beheaded them. Say, let us see that God that called you, that created you more than us. Let us see how, let him come down and fight for you. And the people went and ransacked everywhere and beheaded them. Even many of the priests. That is why Europe is developed today. Because the people are developed mentally. Once the people are not developed mentally, the country will never develop. People will continue thinking in a primitive manner. Oh, everything is God. When you are in a misery, when you're supposed to hold the people in power accountable, you say, no, I am adoration. It doesn't concern. It makes you to be stupid. Whereas the people that are, that are enjoying, that are manipulating you, you don't hold them responsible. You don't hold them accountable. You now start fighting spiritual battle. We are never in a spiritual battle. We are in a physical battle that should be won physically. Are you hearing me? That is the reality. Are you hearing what I'm saying? So, for your information, the rising up of the people of Europe that led to European Renaissance is what led to American Revolution. That is American quest for independence, because they say we cannot stay there and one person that is a human being like us in faraway England will be giving us order. It doesn't matter. It doesn't care what we are passing through here. All that matters to him is for us to be paying tax. We will be farming here, laboring and working our ass off here in this colony, and we'll be paying him for financing his flamboyant lives in England. They said no. They resisted. They said that God, that divine right you have as God. No, that is why America deviated and said we will never restore or build our country like the old European system, monarchy. That there are some people that are more called by God in order to rule others. They say no. Everybody is equal. People are born equal. If given equal opportunities, even some people you call lower caste will be even more successful than those that you think that they are called by God. This is what is happening in Nigeria today. in our land. Pastors, they have taken over as monarchies. Their word is the word of God. Not touching, even if they kill, no, people will defend them. So, no, touch not my anointed. It is a scam, for goodness sake. The Europeans resisted this. And that is why they have a country you are dying to go. A country that you are dying to pay anything, sell your alobiki in order to go there, because it is developed by human beings. They started solving their physical problems with their applying physical solutions to their physical problems. No more spiritual. Do you remember one Nigerian woman that was deported from a nurse that was deported from England, United Kingdom? Do you know the reason? We announced it here several times. I think last year or last 2 years. He was a nurse. She was a nurse. Instead of applying, she was applying medicine to a woman or a patient. Instead, she started praying, calling Jesus to help save the woman, the patient. And they videoed her. And she was sacked and deported to Nigeria. Said, look, you are a nurse. You should not bring this your rubbish Nigerian spiritual, applying spiritual solutions to our physical problems. We don't accept it here. We have grown past this thing. This thing you are practicing, we practice it during the time of King James the First, King Charles. We practiced it that time and it didn't work. We changed. Our people took charge of our destiny. And we started applying physical solutions to our physical problems. We don't want you to take us back. And they deported that bagger, that idiot. Let her go to Nigeria and continue praying. If prayer works, if prayer works like that, do you think that the people will be sick in Nigeria? Do you think that there will be many churches like that? People will be, Nigeria would have been a paradise. Our land will be paradise. But all this is just a scam to make you to cage your mentality so that you don't reason normally. The Renaissance, remember, was a fervent period of European cultural, artistic, political, and economic rebirth following the Middle Ages, generally described as taking place from the 14th century to the 17th century. The Renaissance promoted the rediscovery of classical philosophy, literature, and arts. The factors that gave birth to the Renaissance era include the revival of ancient learning. Are you hearing it? Is it not what we are talking? Going back to our roots. When people went back, the Europeans started going back to their roots and said, look, the ancient, they didn't do like this. So we trust on God, everything in God, the spiritual. Oh, this is the priest, he is the pastor, he is God who called him. Even they are supporting very bad and corrupt monarchies. They say it's God that is doing it. The same thing they are doing in Nigeria. Pastors will be praying. Let us pray for Nigerian politicians, for Nigeria to change their hearts. No. God with no spirit will come to change their heart. It is the human beings. It is the people that we act so physically, so that they will force them to change. And don't you see how it doesn't matter how distant, how absurd or how inordinate, let me call it. But the president of Kenya, he resigned all his cabinet ministers. Why? Because the people forced him to do. And that policy that IMF, World Bank, imposed on him to tax the people, to make the people suffer more misery, he removed himself from it. Do you see how people have power? It happened in Europe. Europeans, they came out, they don't care. Where they say, no, don't go there, it's God's anointed. They carry that person and bash his head on the ground. Oh, you are, God will call you, you are a man of God. They say, you people, your time has finished. Your time has come to an end. In France, in one day, they killed more than 200 priests. Because of the annoyance of the people were so annoyed because these people manipulated them so much and so much. Everything. Just look at the churches in our land. How flamboyantly. Look at communities that don't have no single factory, but they have cathedrals. Very beautiful cathedrals built with millions, hundreds of millions, if not billions of naira. But they don't have factory. And they will be in that church praying for employment. Don't you see that there's something terribly wrong in our heads? There is something terribly wrong in the heads of our people. That is why Nigeria is a quagmire. If really what they are saying about religion is real, before God and man, Nigeria should be a paradise. Before God and man, there will be constant electricity. Every road will be tarred, gleaming. Everything will be okay. But to tell you that all these are false, somebody will tell you that God has power to protect you. He will give you sticker to protect you, to put in your car to protect you. But he's going on an armor-plated vehicle. And you are defending him. He is being surrounded by fierce-looking police and military, military, equipped to the, armed to the teeth. You don't near them anyhow. They'll shoot you and kill you physically. But when you come to your own, they'll tell you that God will do it for you. God will protect you. I commit you to the angels of God. If all those things they are saying is truth, they should be showing example, but they are not. They know it's a scam. It's a complete scam. They know it. Are you hearing me? It is time for us to open our eyes. It is time for us to open our eyes, because there is no spiritual problems here on earth. There are only physical problems that need physical solutions. And it is us human beings that will rise up, that will, do it. Are you hearing what I'm saying? We rise up and take the bull by the horn. That is what IPOB is championing. So stop believing that, one day, miracle, that is nonsense. It's to keep you lazy, to keep you excited, delighted in your miserable situation, so that you don't do nothing to save yourself. That is what it's meant. It's a scam. Therefore, this is where I'm going to stop. There are no spiritual problems here on earth. Unless if there are, when the lines will open in no distant time, please, you call and let us know. And you also tell me countries that have been developed through spiritual means, please. There are only physical problems that need physical solutions. This is where I'm going to stop. I'm going to go into a few minutes break, so that when I come back, I will open the lines so that people will start calling in. Please do not go away. I'll be right back.
No, don't look so complimented. Human intellect has sparked like never before. No, don't look so complimented. But anyway, it's true that more people can think for themselves today than ever before in the history of humanity. Whether they're thinking right or not, that's a big question, but at least they're thinking something. So once human intellect fires like this, and it will continue in the coming years, you can't stop it, then solutions for life in another place is not going to work. Because I want you to understand, with all due respect to all the great scriptures on the planet, most of the scriptures on the planet cannot withstand two logical questions. If you ask two questions, it'll collapse. It can remain sacred and up there only as long as you prevent it from asking these questions. These questions are taboo, these questions are sacrilege, you're not supposed to ask them. Only as long as you do not ask these questions, they float in very sacred space. If you ask two questions, it'll collapse. Entire philosophies, belief systems, religious processes, everything will collapse with two questions, majority of it. There are few things which will stand, of course. These two questions, only a few rare human beings asked in the past.
Oh yes, my people, una well done o. Obodo Naija don carry census burst out o. Oya bring your ear close make we yarn. Anywhere you dey, if na Biafran you be, whenever they wan count census for Nigeria, kukuma come back to Biafra land o. Make dem count you in your own land, because during election they killed us in the north and Yoruba land, and na dem still talk say we no get right to vote in their land. So time don come make we boost our population, and if you no fit return, selenge for your house, make you no participate, because dem go add una number for the region where una dey. Another one be say, if you dey north and your tribe no be Fulani, when you wan fill the form, identify your tribe. No go write Fulani, e dey very important. In this census, if Biafrans go come back like tomorrow no dey, dem go know say we plenty for this obodo Naija wey we dey so. We go use this census exercise to ascertain our population and the size of amenities wey we need in Biafran territory. Remember o, every obstacle wey we get for this freedom, IPOB don dey dismantle am small small, and this population census go be another evidence to that effect. All hail Biafra, Biafra will hail you.
Welcome back. This is Radio Biafra House of Service coming to you through Radio Biafra London. My name remains Mazi Jonathan Chinedu from Alo province of Biafra London. We are here live and direct. Today is the 20th day of July 2024. Tatabo Bochinkwo. Therefore, our lines are now opened, but let me repeat the announcement, please. There is this IPOB moral code that is being distributed. Every IPOB member should have it. Every IPOB member should have it. Therefore, ask your coordinator. Ask your coordinator to give you a copy. It is your right, or to send you a copy, please. It is your right. It is your right. Anywhere in the world. Therefore, as I said, our lines are now open. Our direct line, as usual, is +1 213 328 6224. I repeat, +1 213 328 6224. Our WhatsApp and Signal line is +61 405 142 547. I repeat, +61 405 142 547. We have a breaking news that a notorious bandit kingpin Tuji Bello in new video accuses Tinubu's defense minister Matawale of backing terrorism. Of course, all this we know. I have callers already lining up. Well, let me start by taking a caller on direct line because he's paying. Caller on direct line. Can you hear me? Please go on. Welcome to the program.
Good evening, sir. Okay, my name is Mazi Amechi. I'm calling from Canada in North America. Mazi, your today's program is a wonderful one and is a continuous eye-opening.
Mazi, before you continue, let me ask you, is Canada developing through spiritual means? Please.
The best one for where
go on, please. Go
they
on.
face reality and practicality.
Go on, go on.
So, yes, that's your question. I was even coming to answer it. A clear example is a one country in Asian country called Philippines. Philippines is the most backward country in Asia, because they held onto religion and Catholicism. That is just a clear indication that religion will take you rather backwards instead of forward. So, the reason why I say that Radio Biafra is a radio of renaissance. That thing you say that happened in Europe in those days, trust me, it is happening right now in Biafra land, because the biggest crime that they alleged Mazi Nnamdi Kanu committed was to have woken his people up. People don't even know why he's being held. England, they are not happy with the fact that he woke people up. Now, Mazi, do you know that the dangerous thing is he woke people up and his message sank into people's brain differently, such that not only IPOB is fighting for emancipation of our people mentally. If you pay attention to what is going on now back home, Nalibo, so many people who are not even IPOB members, they are preaching and fighting the atrocities in the religious sector. One pastor that came up recently said he's selling soap. See how Nigerians and Biafrans, everybody is attacking him, because they see it's a clear scam. People are waking up, Mazi. People are waking up. Do you know that recently they were a set of friends and relatives were disturbing me. That, hey, why haven't I contributed to somebody who would be ordained a Catholic priest so recently? And I told the man clearly that I'm no more interested in those things. He said, why? I said, Catholic and Christianity is the only industry that is developing very fast in Igbo land. Mazi, have you checked that? Okay, I told the man that every time you see a parish, the only two people it employs is Reverend Father and the catechist. Every other person is contributing. Graduates, people will finish for university, come back home, become a prayer warrior, become this, become that, just to be contributing. If you send money from far away back to your loved ones, it will end up in the hands of these scammers. Mazi, have you noticed that every single year or 2 years, different dioceses in Igbo land will be shunning out Reverend Fathers as priests? And once they graduate them and ordain them as priests, before they ordain them, they will commission the existing priests to create outstations. Outstations. From outstation, once they ordain new priests, they will be converting those outstations into parish. What is that parish going to do? That parish is just similar like a new branch of bank, because that is the area I had experience. Once they create a new branch and give somebody to be the manager, they give the manager target. They say, oh, you have to bring 500 million or 1 billion naira as your monthly target. All your target will go to the head office. That is what is happening in Catholicism. And once they give a new priest a parish, he will create different channels to be collecting money from our parents. No, that is the only industry that is thriving. And I told that my cousin that I'm no more interested in this. No. Why don't they convert those things to be building clinics in the rural area? Clinics that will create jobs to nurses, create jobs to cleaners, create jobs to security men, and in turn create healthcare service to our elderly people and generate profit for the community. Our people are not taking in that direction. Everything is Father Bago, Father Bada, and it is all over the place in Alibo. So, Mazi, Radio Biafra is a radio of renaissance. What happened in Europe in ancient days, it will automatically happen in Igbo land, in Biafra land. And by the time it starts, all those pulpit bandits, they will be running for their lives. Mazi, reggae. Thank you so much, sir.
There were Mazi. There were, of course. You know, this fire have started. It will never stop. You know, people are undermining things anyway. You know, when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu started at the beginning, people were laughing. Some people were laughing that these are miscreants. They don't know that he's sowing seed and impregnating different people. This fire of renaissance. Anyway, let me take a call from other people anyway. Caller on WhatsApp. Welcome to the program. You were the first caller even. Can you hear me? Caller on WhatsApp. Caller on WhatsApp. Can you hear me? Caller on WhatsApp. Can you hear me? Yeah, okay. Go on. Go on. Go on. I don't know why. Wait, just hold on. Let me see. Mazi, can you hear me? Go on, please. Caller on WhatsApp. Go on. Go on. Yeah, go on. Go on then.
Okay. Mazi Udoderege.
The Kwarage.
May Eke Kerowa bless you and bless your family. Mazi, I want to thank you for all the things you people are doing. To be honest with you, we are in a very big mess. Because our people no longer reason as a human beings. They can't ask questions. They don't think. Everything they will say that they will leave it for God. Mazi, do you know that a news today that Reverend Father Goteranga na and the children in Enugu for not within the church. Now, I beg you, the church in Enugu. That was the news today. Yajido, the home one, the church. Na anga. According to the news, now after Mazi, it's a very big problem to us. One day our pastor was preaching and telling us that if you believe that God will give you power, you speak to the dead will rise, the sick will get healed. And I begin to ask myself, let's assuming that we have not believed. You that is teaching us this thing, that you believe, why are you not doing the same? Because a leader lead by example. You should teach us what you are doing. The one you believe that this thing is existing and you are not doing it. If you are sick, you will go to hospital or you buy medicine in order to treat yourself. And you are now telling us that we have power, that God can give us power to heal, and we speak to the dead and to sick people, and they will get healed. Mazi, they say in fact, these people have enslaved us, that in fact majority of us are no longer thinking as a human being. It's a very big problem. But I know that with the lecture and the education that you people are giving to us, we will come to our senses. May Chuko Kikabiama bless you people. My name is Mazi Tony Obonna, calling from my location.
There were Mazi. There were. You know, when during the time of the European on clergy, let me tell you, they didn't think that it will come to an end. It continued for many centuries, for your information, if not millennia. But people started, at that time there was nothing like social media. People started asking questions. When the time reaches, it have reached. Okay, there is no, and this is the time. People are asking questions individually, little by little. And we have social media. You see what is happening. You understand? Everywhere. IPOB set the pace. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu started this. Trading into where others are afraid. Asking questions where people dare not to even talk. And the thing has caught fire. It has impregnated many people, both in IPOB and outside IPOB. You see what is happening. So, we continue. A time will come, people will no longer bear it. I am telling you. The hunter will be hunted. You become the hunted. Those that think that they are God, they didn't do more than the Europeans. They didn't do anything more than the Europeans now. But when the people rose up, you see, when the people rose up, that time you will know that people has power. Well, we must continue. Let them continue playing their scams and games, living flamboyant lives. We must continue. Caller on signal. Mazi, I think Mazi Kema. Michael, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you very clearly.
There, Mazi. Please go on.
Good evening. Good evening from this end. It's a wonderful moment to be in touch with this great movement once again. It's been a while. A lot of engagement. So, but we are moving on. So your program today talking about physicality and why spiritual nothing is being solved by spirituality. That you said you asked a question, which countries has spirituality helped and all that. So I don't know. I may be coming on a kind of a contra view.
Go on.
Do you understand?
And be ready to answer questions. Just go on.
Okay, thank you very much. And I would like to maybe ask you one or two questions in the course of my submission, as the case may be. First of all, do you know anything like a negative aura or a positive
Mazi,
aura?
you are having a squeak. Mazi, there is a squeaky sound. I don't know. Shaking. It's blocking the sound. Let it be steady so that I can hear you. Go on. Yeah. I know you are hearing me, but the sound is disturbing. Go on.
Okay. Now is it better now?
Yes. I don't know.
Is it better? Okay. Okay. Thank you. I said I want to ask: do you know anything of like a word or a sentence like someone saying a negative aura or a positive aura? Have you heard something like that before?
Negative aura or positive aura?
Yes.
No, I don't know. You can explain, please. Go on.
Okay, thank you. Now, okay, let me keep that aside. Okay, have you seen Sadhguru? Because you do play his voice, and he's very educative and he's an enlightened man. But do you see him sometimes talk about mystic, talk about magic, talk about some kind of magical acts like elevating and many? Do you see him talk stuffs like that and say that stuffs like that are real and they happen? Have you seen him say something like that?
Mazi, let me tell you something.
Yes.
Playing somebody's voice, it doesn't mean that I believe everything he talk. You understand?
I know.
Let me clarify it. In this world we are in now, I personally, if you make brilliant statements, I used to play, I play people's voices. Once you say something that is highly intelligent, that makes sense, I'll play your voice. It's not that I'm following you sheepishly. Anything you say, that is that Nigerian system. Because now it's no. I glance through. I play even some people, some kit makers. The other day I play his voice. What he say makes sense. You understand? So it doesn't necessarily mean that, everything he say, I am a moron follower. That is a religious system of, once he said that because it's him, now I believe, I accept. No, I don't do that. Go on.
Okay, thank you. Why I asked you this question, or I brought this...
Mazi, I hope you are not using an earphone, please. Can you hear me?
No, I'm not using.
Because
I can hear you very well.
It's now clear. You are using some apparatus. I know. That's why it's making squeaky noises, disturbing what you are saying. Now it's clear. Go on.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much. So, as I was saying, why I know that we don't follow everything, neither you or I or anybody, but there are people that I don't know, by state of study or meditation or whatever, they have come to a level of wisdom. Not maybe I may not want to use the word brilliancy. They must come to a level of wisdom, the act of knowing when and how to do things. You understand what I'm saying? Why did I say what I said now, and why am I citing an example with this enlightened fellow Sadhguru? Now, if somebody of his status can make some statement in an order that, okay, let me not use the word an atheist order, but make some kind of statement, and the same person is now making some other kind of statements from that same individual, I think it is important we as normal human beings with our common sense try to study or understand why is this person who is making this statement also making this statement. Maybe in the course of that study or in the course of that deep thought and meditation on that person or on the statement, on all those things, we may be able to, we may start coming to understanding some things which is inherent in the information that person is passing to us. That was why I asked you the first question, that do you understand anything about positive and negative aura? You said you do not understand. I can explain. And I asked you that, have you seen Sadhguru talking about magic and all that? You say yes, but you don't really believe. Now, why I said about negative aura?
Before you continue, let me also add something here, please. Okay. Like there's a statement you made about somebody maybe meditating, and because of that knowing more. Let me tell you, meditation is not spirit, it's not about spirit. What I'm talking is because listen, you know, as a human being, if you want to learn, researchers, you see, researchers are sometimes isolated. You understand that? Isolation is meditation. You know that. You want to be with yourself.
I know.
You want to be quiet.
Yes.
You want to be in your study.
I know.
In your reading books or study. That is meditation also. Because when you are reading, when you are researching, you are arguing things with yourselves. You are talking with yourself. Processing information. Now, what I want to ask you, when you talk about magic, please, have you seen any country? Can you attest to any country that is developed by magic? Please.
Actually, I may say no, but I will also say that depends on our definition. You understand? That was why I said there is somewhere I'm heading to with this little discussion. I just pray that the little time you give me will allow me, even though I can't finish it, but at least get to a level. So, but I was saying something before you came in. I was talking about negative, positive aura. Now, there is something that is called psychology. You understand? People's psyche. There's something that is called to hypnotize people, using a local word to charm people. You understand? There are something that is called to a kind of distract the mind. You understand? To distract them. Like, let me give you an example. There is a healing process that somebody will want to undergo. Then the person's mind needs to be distracted from that problem. The people that are into philosophy and all those things understand what I'm saying. Because the more his mind is thinking in that line of thought, the more that negativity is being aggravated to him, the more the problem enlightens. This thing I'm telling you is just, I'm just trying to break down some kind of mystery into the realm of common sense.
Mazi,
so now,
wait, just we are interacting.
Yes,
now,
sir.
What you are saying about mystics or mystery is, I ask you, how does all these things contribute to our physical development? That is a simple question. Because any individual, I can claim something. I can call it's an individual thing. I can now, there are people that you can do yoga. You can engage yourself in individual. But now I ask, how does all these things, you talk about mystery, you talk about this, you talk about that in details. How does it help? Because these are things we always, you will tell somebody that all these things, this, let us walk, rise up and do something collectively. He said, no, don't talk, oh, this thing can work, oh. It's little by little. This man of God, oh no, this man, no, he says, no, don't talk, oh. It can work, oh, they work, oh. If they work for you, they work for me. That is the side you are trying to enter now. Let us believe it doesn't work for you, it works for me.
I'm not entering that side. No.
Yes.
I'm not entering the side of
Yes,
no.
You can say no, but the argument, the side you are taking is like that. Otherwise, you can. I ask a general question: how mystics spend developing? Is it through mysticism? Is it through spirituality, praying? France, you study the history of European revolutions. The demonished religion brought religion down, and human being take over. Spain developing, is it through mysticism? Is it through spirituality, praying? France, you study the history of European revolutions. The demonished religion brought religion down, and human being take over. Spain developing, is it through mysticism? Is it through spirituality, praying? France, you study the history of European revolutions. The demonished religion brought religion down, and human being take over. Spain developing, is it through mysticism? Is it through spirituality, praying? France, you study the history of European revolutions. The demonished religion brought religion down, and human being take over.
Okay, thank you. Can I continue?
What I said last. You are talking about
Yes.
individual character. You understand? You know, some individual in a play, there are different types of individuals. Some individual might even like to go and live inside the bush. It is happening. It is their life. That is individual character. They can come out tomorrow and tell you that, oh, I saw one ghost talking. That is his character. That is his life. How does it is there any country that is being built under this magical they invoke, and things start happening? That is what I want to hear, not individual character. You are going on so details about mystic, how this one do the stories are bound, my brother. So go on, please, go on.
Okay, thank you. I understand what you're saying, actually. But you need to understand that our people are we are not sophisticated in our thinking. So, and that makes us out of, like, we are easy to drive, we are easy to push around. So whenever some kind of message are being projected, I think some persons of our school of thoughts should at least engage with those things so that other people can listen. Maybe as a calling, it will also help. That is why I'm coming from my own angle. You understand? It's not that I don't really understand what you are saying. I understand what you are saying very well. But we need to put things into perspective. You understand? Because there is a way, like if you look at the events going on in the East, almost everybody now are actually with Libya.
Mazi, it is part of the thing. It is part of it.
Yes, I know.
That is part of that foolishness. You understand? Because our people are still superstitious. You know, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, when he right from start, he was knocking hard on superstition. We are in a world where superstition, where nothing comes out of nothing. Just out of all of a sudden, you turn into Dibia and make medicine and make money, and all of a sudden the whole your whole community become built. You see, it's a superstition. And it's the same primitive thinking that we are trying to bring out our people from. It's the same thing. Rome is not built in a day.
Have you heard of the ancient mystic order of the Rosicrucians and other lodges like Freemasons, Illuminati? Have you heard of things like that?
Of course.
Even the Jesuits of the Catholic.
Of course.
What do you think is the purpose of those organizations, and how old do you think those organizations are?
Okay.
And why do you think the places those organizations were funded should be funded? Because I know that
okay. You asked me a question. Let me answer you. You talked about lodge, different lodges like a Freemason and all the rest. Lodge. Let me tell you. Yes. Let me tell you. These are the people that many of them know some secrets. Do you understand what I'm saying? Secrets.
Yes, I'm hearing you very
that good. That ordinary people don't have. It's just like politics. And this secret is where we are entering into, revealing it to the people for your information. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu came, as the first caller said, the highest thing that the British fear is opening people's eye. What is opening eye? To some secrets. Before, you don't dare even talk against or castigate, for example, man of God. But now, it has been known that all these things is not, there is no God that will come to kill you. No thunder will strike you if you castigate them on their scams. Before, like 30 years ago, no person dare. You don't dare even talk about them. These are demystifications. That is the same secrets. You understand? All these people you are calling, they know these secrets, they have these secrets in order for manipulation. But when you know the secret, me too, I open my eye. The Europeans open eye. That's why they are wise. That's why they can hold their government accountable. Do you see the thing? So it is not something extraordinary. The way you are talking it as if, okay, Freemason is what they use in building New York. No, it's not that. Don't go that way. It's not that. Oh, the secret they have is what they use in maybe developing nuclear bomb. No, it's not that. It's all those secrets that we are demystifying. Because they always want to be on top, and that is why, to the chagrin of Britain and the West, because they don't want somebody. That's why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is being held, because he's opening people's eye on many things. These are the secrets also. So go on.
Okay, now do you think there are nothing ground? Like, what I mean, something ground, like a culture, a pattern, a practice amongst them, in wherever lodges they are, that keeps them together as members of that society or the other? Or do you think they just go there to talk raw things? Or don't you think there is something grand, something atheistic, something, I don't want to use the word spiritual here, but something like a culture or a norm or a pattern that they keep in those things? And those things stems from somewhere, and those things have symbolism, and those things have some kind of psychological influence both on them and on the society, on the larger scale.
Mazi, let me cut you short. No, I know where you are heading to. No, the answer is capital 100% capital no. Do you know why? Okay, let me tell you.
Why?
Do you know America you are seeing today, they defied the order. They defied the order of the European, the European order, and opened up their country. They formed their own country. For your information. And they learned this from them. The way you are saying it as if, okay, there are this mysticism that if we is what they use in developing their country, so we never reach there, it's not going to happen. No, Mazi, no. I said no. Let me tell you,
no,
when you listen, please. When you apply the right politics, in this world, for your information, black man fell right from the starting of transatlantic slavery. Black man fell. The Europeans started looking down on black man, unlike before. People that can sell their own people. That there was slavery, there were slavery everywhere. The Gothics, they had different other tribes, the Watisans as slaves. The Anglo-Saxons, they have a different, but they are Europeans. And slavery has been there everywhere, in Europe, in Africa, in Asia. But for a people compromising to sell their own people because of their individual selfish interest, that is where they started looking down on black man. And right from that time, they now conspired to continue keeping black people as slaves, together with the resources they see in Africa. Are you hearing what I'm saying? It is not about mysticism. Yes. No, it's just like, look, why do you have Ogboni as mainstream secret society, but you don't have Ekbe and the Okonko? Have you asked yourself? Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have taught this, and I make research. It is correct. It's 100% true. They trusted
a statement on that.
They trusted the Yoruba. The character of Igbo man, right from start, they don't trust Igbo man. One, Igbo man is sentimental. Are you hearing me? Look at Obi and the Tinubu. Igbo man is sentimental. Igbo man, there are some things he can see, he cannot carry it. He have to come and reveal it. Look at Njemanze. The revelations of Njemanze is an Igbo man. Do you think that it is only Njemanze that know this? That no Yoruba man know this? But they cannot come. So these are things that are contributing for your information. So they have to accept the Yoruba secret society into the mainstream. It's just like when you have access, maybe you are a kit maker. For example, let me give you an example. A content creator in the internet. People are watching. You have 100,000 followers. All of a sudden, what is this man? The owner of X now, or the owner of Facebook, not Zuckerberg. One person or one society or one company that have 30 million followers just share their program. Don't you think you will go viral? You understand me? There is no magic in it. It's just like you entered the mainstream, and now many people saw you. They trusted you. They say, okay. For example, you do something. What Elon Musk? Elon Musk just see you and just share your post. From that day, your life will change. It is not because he did the medicine. It is not mysticism. It is not magic. But because he placed you in the mainstream. And many people started having trust. They say, oh, if this person's program can be shared by Elon Musk, come on, I trust it. So that is why Okonkwo was not taken into British mainstream, European mainstream cults. It is not about magic. It is about revealing to them, having trust on them. Opening seaport in Lagos instead and closing Calabar because they don't trust these people. Are you understanding that it is not about mystic? Let us understand this, for goodness sake. There is no magic.
I understand.
There is no magic that will come and change the world. No! After the Second World War, I said it here. America, the allies with Russia, they were scavenging for German scientists because they were more advanced than the Allies. Do you know that? Do you know that? The Germans, scientifically, technologically, in weapons, we are more advanced than the Allies. But because people, they were more plenty coming from East, and this guy, Hitler made the strategic mistake of attacking Russia instead of annihilating England first. You understand? So there are strategic mistakes. He didn't play his card well. But when it comes to technology, they are number one. It's from there, after the Second World War, from there, the Allies, they started scavenging for German scientists. And that is what created the technological advancement you are seeing in the West today. It contributed a lot.
Yes.
So it is not about magic, but about putting you in the mainstream. So that, imagine that, for example, a hustler, now the technological advancement you are seeing in the West today, it contributed a lot.
Yes.
So it is not about magic, but about putting you in the mainstream. So that, imagine that, for example, a hustler, now the technological advancement you are seeing in the West today, it contributed a lot.
Yes.
So it is not about magic, but about putting you in the mainstream. So that, imagine that, for example, a hustler, now the technological advancement you are seeing in the West today, it contributed a lot.
Yes.
So it is not about magic, but about putting you in the mainstream. So that, imagine that, for example, a hustler, now the technological advancement you are seeing in the West today, it contributed a lot.
Yes.
So it is not about magic, but about putting you in the mainstream. So that, imagine that, for example, a hustler, now the technological advancement you are seeing in the West today, it contributed a lot.
Yes.
So it is not about magic, but about putting you in the mainstream. So that imagine that, for example, a hustler now, with the technological advancement you are seeing in the West today, it contributed a lot.
Yes.
So it is not about magic, but about putting you in the mainstream. So that imagine that, for example, a hustler now, with the technological advancement you are seeing in the West today, it contributed a lot.
Yes.
So it is not about magic, but about putting you in the mainstream. So that imagine that, for example, a hustler now, with the technological advancement you are seeing in the West today, it contributed a lot.
Yes.
So it is not about magic, but about putting you in the mainstream. So that imagine that, for example, a hustler now, with the technological advancement you are seeing in the West today, it contributed a lot.
Yes.
So it is not about magic, but about putting you in the mainstream. So that imagine that, for example, a hustler now, with the technological advancement you are seeing in the West today, it contributed a lot.
Yes.
So it is not about magic, but about putting you in the mainstream. So that imagine that, for example, a hustler now, with the technological advancement you are seeing in the West today, it contributed a lot.
Yes.
So it is not about magic, but about putting you in the mainstream. So that imagine that, for example, a hustler now, with the technological advancement you are seeing in the West today, it contributed a lot.
Yes.
So it is not about magic, but about putting you in the mainstream. So that imagine that, for example, a hustler now, with the technological advancement you are seeing in the West today, it contributed a lot.
Yes.
So it is not about magic, but about putting you in the mainstream. So that imagine that, for example, a hustler now, with the technological advancement you are seeing in the West today, it contributed a lot.
Yes.
So it is not about magic, but about putting you in the mainstream. So that imagine that, for example, a hustler now, with the technological advancement you are seeing in the West today, it contributed a lot.
Yes.
So it is not about magic, but about putting you in the mainstream. So that imagine that, for example, a hustler now, with the technological advancement you are seeing in the West today, it contributed a lot.
Yes.
So it is not about magic, but about putting you in the mainstream. So that imagine that, for example, a hustler now, with the technological advancement you are seeing in the West today, it contributed a lot.
Yes.
So it is not about magic, but about putting you in the mainstream. So that imagine that, for example, a hustler now, with the technological advancement you are seeing in the West today, it contributed a lot.
Yes.
So it is not about magic, but about putting you in the mainstream. So that imagine that, for example, a hustler now, the mainstream. So that imagine that, for example, a hustler now, activity, my internet connection is disturbed. I don't know why. I've been trying. I don't know why. But I have to call. I have to call the company. I don't know why. We must continue. We must continue. I don't know whether I am now coming out. I don't know. But we must continue. I was having a very nice discussion, but every time the connection will just do somehow and move. I don't know. I think my voice is even coming out. Very, very absurd. My voice is coming out, but I cannot get any call again. So I think we move forward to finishing this program, because once the connection is like this, it breaks the tempo of the message, honestly speaking, and I'm not happy. But Biafrans and lovers of freedom, it's a pity that I can no longer get access to Mazi, Kema Michael. I love his debate, not debate, discussions anyway. Let me see. I want to calls have started coming in. Please, caller on this thing. Let me see whether I can get our brother so that he can summarize his point, please, because there are wrong notions I want to correct in some of our people. Honestly speaking, it's not something personal. No, we are learning. It's not something personal or no. I love our brother, his input, but there is this wrong notion that I want us to get clear, because our brother is thinking in a pattern. I used to think like this before, that there is this secret society, Freemason, it is knowledge. These are people that opened up to knowledge, that have higher knowledge on different things, and they can manipulate you. You understand? Let me tell you, people that translated and wrote what you are referring as the word of God, they are part of it. It's a high knowledge. To put down this type of thing is not easy. To control people, because people should be controlled. It's not about spiritual power so that you use, no. I think my brother is here. Mazi,
Yes,
can you hear me now?
yes.
I'm sorry. I
Very
don't know
clearly, I
what
can hear
happened,
you.
but today, honestly speaking,
We must
my
continue.
connectivity is not encouraging me. But I will do something about it. It never happened like this.
It's not our It's not our property, so we just have to do our best with it.
Yes.
We understand.
Yes.
And this is freedom
So
fighting.
please go on, make your point and summarize, so that, because many people are calling.
Yeah,
Honestly, so that I
I
can
know.
take
I wanted
one
to.
or two calls.
There were some engagements I wanted to have with you, but I don't think time may permit. But so, as you said, let me kind of summarize. Mazi Nnamdi do pray every time before he starts his main program. There is a reason for all those things. Like, to me, I see Mazi as a spiritual person. And I have a lot of proof, physical proofs to that, which time may not permit me to start bringing out those physical proof, not I believe kind of proof, real raw proof. I can even give you one when he talked about the passing away of Funtua. I mean, it's too plenty, even his arrest, it's too plenty short. You understand? So these are men that, like I talk about Saguru, I've talked about Mazina. These are spiritual persons that I reflect on.
What do you mean by Mazi?
Deep.
Can you explain what do you mean by spiritual, please? That is, what do you mean?
Thank you. The answer I will give you when this thing, I want to just one answer I will give you. Can robots imagine robots like this AI we have everywhere now? Can they imagine the way we fantasize dream? Can they do that? The answer is no.
They are programmed. They cannot act more than they are programmed. It's a program. It's a programmed. Yes.
Because they are not intelligent. They are not self-existing beings. You understand? But me and you, we can imagine. You can stay there and visualize yourself in Igbo land. You can stay there and visualize yourself in anywhere. You have that greater imagination. So that greater imagination spurs you into some kind of transcendental state of mind. You know, I wish we had time to give ourselves some discussion. I would have gone into some of those things. And those places are where you talk about spiritualism, not this type that is being peddled by religion. I'm not talking about religion and all those fallacies and lies, but I'm talking about, like, okay, there is one movie. Let me use this one to conclude. Just a movie. It is an American movie of a boxer. This boxer, I will use this one to conclude. Though I have a lot of things to say, but I'm not going to go into all that. Let me just use this movie to conclude. This boxer was engaging with another boxer, and the boxer was a black man. Then the other boxer was, I think, a white guy. Then now, there was something that happened. They wanted to fight, something like that. So in the course of their arrangement, this other boxer, the white guy, now looked at the other boxer's wife or girlfriend in a sexy way. You understand? So when he looked at him in a sexy way, that this thing brought a kind of distraction to the other dark guy. That's just that singular act. So because of that, his coordination and everything was not able for him to be balanced enough so that he can be able to engage the other fighter. The white guy now finally won. And this movie, they said is a true life story. Do you know that the coach and everything, in the course of, they had to pass that guy, just that singular act, the guy had to pass into a lot of rehabilitation. And those rehabilitation now entailed going into African spiritualism and esotericism. You understand? To bring him back to soundness of mind for him to come. And he was able to conquer. So, but I would have gone deep if you ask some questions and discussion. But let me just stop here. Time is not on our side. Thank you.
Although I want you to be listening as usual from the background. We've taken a long time anyway, and with all these technical hitches anyway. But let me say something here. You know, I asked our brother, what do you mean by, what do you think, or what do you mean being spiritual? He didn't answer. There are things you cannot answer. Let me tell you, when you see somebody extraordinary, you know, it's just like in school, when you see maybe an extraordinary chap, the fellows will be, because he's more than them intelligently. I could remember bookworm. They are, because they see you as somebody that is higher than them, of which, yes. When we talk about spiritual is a spiritual person. What do you mean? It's an explanation I don't understand. You know, you now explain it, but you cannot explain. But when you see people that, there are people that researched, there are people that take knowledge. Why you are looking for dying for money, they are dying for knowledge, and they get it. You understand? And when they come and do something, now you see that my brother is not the same. So in order to cover that away, which you have, that surprise you have, you can give them any name. Now he's a spiritual person. No. What do you mean by what is spiritual? Do you have spiritual problems to our physical problems? The answer is no. That is where I'm heading to. But the way the explanations I have made of this, like when we talk about when we talk like all those times when we see somebody that is rich, like that, start building different things, say, on a secret society. We are saying it out of ignorance, but you didn't know that time. But later in the age, you understand that, you can reach where this person is. Or when you have reached to that level, you say, when we are small, we are calling, if you do this, if you build nice house, say, because that is the level of your understanding. And you have people that maybe your inability of doing that thing, people does it. And now does it very well, so well. Now you classify them with your own sentence. It's spiritual. Now I want to ask, what is spiritual? Spirit is something we don't see, according to the definition. And it came out from somewhere. So there is nowhere spirit. When we talk about this lodges, Freemason, these are people that combine together. One, they have secrets they use in manipulating others. It's just like all these pastors. They have secrets. They have secret arrangements with people. They are agents that arrange somebody that is crippled, but it's fake. But you don't know. But the people that are serving with their whole heart, they will be seeing these people as, these are highly spiritual people, men of God. Do you see how things work? Until you demystify them, until you reach the level of understanding, maybe you enter into that pastorhood and continue doing they open your eyes, say, nah, your church grow now like this. So you say, so now like this, and all my life I've been believing, I've been thinking that is it. So you have been initiated into that secrecy. It's not about spirit. That is what people should understand. Let me take a few calls. I think I'm telling you, few calls. Mazi, can you hear me? Mazi Agafe, please. Let me see. Mazi Joe, can you hear me, please? My connectivity is not stable. I don't know what is happening. Mazi Joe, can you hear me? Yes, I'm talking to you, Mazi Joe. Yes, just hold on. I am. Mazi Joe, can you hear me, Mazi Joe?
Yes, I can hear you, Mazi.
I'm sorry, I don't know what is happening today, honestly.
Wow.
I have different setbacks everywhere, but we must continue. Go on, please.
Okay, good. Thank you, Mazi. Thank you, sir. Mazi, I'm going to start from the area of the GMO. Am I coming out, sir? Okay, good. So I want our people from all parts of the world that are listening to know that genetically modified organic whatever GMO is a bioweapon. It is a biological weapon in the sense that it can be used systematically to erase a people little by little, they start to take out generations, little by little, from those that are in their hundreds, to those in their 80s, to those in their 70s, 50s. The population will just be reducing. And many of the populace, their bodies would not be able to respond to medications that they are taking. And Mazi, do you know that GMO as a sort of food, it has been banned all over Europe. They don't use it in Europe. But you see African politicians especially, because of their foolishness and because of the corruption that they are being used for against their people, they use them to project poverty upon their people. Now, because of the corruption that they are being used for against their people, they use them to project poverty upon their people. Now, to fight these people because they've got ESN. Now we can use GMO to start reducing the population. But we thank Chukwu Okike for what he did by using IPOB as a medium to tell our people to go back to farming. It was very timely. It was very timely. Many people would not know the benefits of what IPOB did through Mazi Chinedu. They would not understand. The time that they will understand it will be, maybe it will be in the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years when they will start hearing about the effects of these GMO crops. Mazi, I don't know. I think yesterday I sent you something pertaining to a place in Norway where they gather all the seeds from all over the world. They gather them there, they play around with them, they use them for different scientific whatever. Yes, experiments. And afterwards, they start pushing them to where they have caused chaos, to places where they have destroyed. You know, that place is so large. And if you notice, that place is in a region where there is massive cold in Norway. All these plants, crops are inside a place. You know, it cannot be kept outside. So it is not receiving that natural attention that nature gives it, but to what the people, the scientists are, they condition it to do what they want. You know, so their intention is, okay, if we cannot use Fulanis to remove these people, then let us try GMO. But the timely intervention of IPOB has been a savior. You know, people out there are looking at the DOS as if they are not working, but they don't know that the work these people are doing are life saving. Imagine our people, had it been that they had not gone into farming by now, Mazi, within the past few months, we would have been depending on genetically modified crops. Mazi, a generation in Biafra land will wipe away in a year. what crop is the most easiest to plant? The corn. They will plant it before you know what's happening. It has germinated. People will start eating. People will start dying. Their body can no longer respond to treatments anymore because that is what the GMO has been conditioned to do. Like for instance, now let me read this out. The question says, "Can genetic engineering be used as a weapon?" It says the answer is, in the bioweapon industry, genetic engineering can be used to manipulate genes to create new pathogenic characteristics aimed at enhancing the efficacy of the weapon through increased survivability, ineffectivity, virulence, and drug resistance. You know, Mazi, these crops, after it produces, people will start eating it. Many people will start developing different types of unknown diseases, chronic diseases, that people will start, their body system has been changed by what they've eaten and they cannot respond to treatment anymore. So, Mazi, that is that on the GMO. Now, our brother that was talking earlier spoke about the the rising rising of different DBS in our place. Yes, we have so many DBS, or rather, should I say, we have so many of our people that are coming out to see the importance of us going back to our roots. But many do not understand that this is a phase. It is like the same renaissance that happened in Europe. So we are passing through our own phase of renaissance. We are going to get there. It will be stage by stage. Many will be called, but few will be chosen because by what they do, we will know who the real DBS are. Who are DBS? What do they call them in English? They call them doctors. These are people that knows how to attend to issues that are beyond some people's understanding. These are people that can Biafra to know what is happening to someone. That is another level of science on its own, of which this British does not want us to go back to that level because they know that therein lies our supreme power. They know that is the reason why they are pushing the church. Every time they are pushing them to make our people still believe in miracles. You will see elderly grown men and women packing themselves to church. They have not eaten, but they can go to church and stay for 5, 6, 7 hours praying for miracles, that there should be light, that there should be good road, that there should be food, something that they can use that their precious time that they have spent in the church to do in their backyard. They will be going to a church to go and be praying for the road to be built for them or to be renovated for them. Mazi, where I am in Europe here, the road, they will never wait for that road to have a pothole. No. Each and every place that the network of the road, passes through, they know the particular time they worked on it, and they know that maybe in the next 3-4 years they will need to renovate it. You will see them; they will just come. There's nothing wrong with the road. With me, I'm seeing it that there's nothing wrong, but they themselves, they know what they are doing. It could probably be that the ions or whatever they've laid beneath it is giving some problem. They know that it will expire. They will quickly destroy it and refill it again. But this is a country that does not depend on spirituality, but this is a people that believes in physicality. If you are going to enter a bus, no spirit will tell me that the bus will be leaving at 10:20. No, I will have to Google it on my phone to check when the next bus is coming. so that I would know the exact time to be waiting for the bus. It is physical. I had to use my phone to know. But you will see some of our people spiritually calling down entities that cannot even answer them. Okay, let them call all the angels in heaven, let them come and build the road for them. It won't occur. It won't occur. Our people have so been, I don't know, I think these religious people, especially the Christians, they really tried a lot. I think they are whatever they are using is really working, because our people have just refused to come out of that bondage, to come out of that inside the jail that they have kept them. They still don't want to understand that religion is a tool to control people. Mazi, nobody goes to church here anymore in Europe. When I mean here, I'm talking about the indigenous people of Europe. They don't anymore. If you go to the Catholic Church here, you see people, they are filled up there, praying, singing. The whites, they don't, because they know that, no, they've passed this stage. They cannot go and kneel down and tell a spiritual entity to shoot a physical weapon against their enemies. It can't happen. They have to go and dig out the natural resources, the uranium, the whatever, plutonium, everything to build a weapon, a physical weapon that their enemies will even see, and their enemies will be afraid to attack them. So, Maz, that is my submission. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We must continue. Let me take this caller has been here for 2 calls, even 24 minutes. Maz, the caller on WhatsApp, can you hear me? Please go on.
Can you hear me?
Yes, go on. The whole world is hearing you. Go on.
Yeah, good evening from here.
Good
evening, Mazi. Oh, Mr. Felix. I want to appreciate you for your versatile knowledge. I really thank God for your deep studies, because if not because of your deep studies, there's no way you could handle all these questions and submissions that people are bringing. Thank you so much for your deep knowledge and deep research. There's something that has been bothering me for quite some time now, which I want to talk with you personally. I don't know how I can get in touch with you personally.
Okay, then after the listen, you can call me just 5 minutes after I close. I close, please. 5 minutes.
All right.
I hope it will not take time. There we
I'll do that. Thank you so much.
There we
Keep it up.
There we yeah. We are all in this together. My goodness me. I want to, let me see. He have been calling, caller on direct line. He have been calling, but it's not strategic. Caller on Mazi Akas, can you hear me? I think you'll be the last caller. Caller on signal. Can you hear me?
Yes, Mazi, I can hear you.
Yeah, well, thank you for keeping on, for holding on.
Good evening, Mazi Jonathan. Please, I just want to say that what you are doing in this Radio Biafra is being acknowledged by Biafrans and all of us of freedom listening all over the world. Because if you are not intelligent enough or well-being a research person, you can handle some certain things when they come across you. And we are proud of what you are doing. And all of us, we are here surrounding the Radio Biafra. Keep on doing what we're supposed to do, because on here we learn every blessed day. But before I will say one or two things, I want to use this opportunity to thank Ezechukwu Kabiama for what he has been doing for Biafrans. Let me just quickly make this announcement. It comes from here, IPOB, Austria family. We are inviting you to a scheduled Zoom meeting, which is the topic is ESN fundraising. ESN fundraising here in Austria. We are organizing it, and it's going to take place on Zoom. But the date is on 3rd of August 2024. 3rd of August 2024. The time is 4 p.m. Austrian time, and also the same time in Nigeria, 4 p.m. Nigerian time, is going to take place here in Austria. And we are calling every lovers of freedom. If you found yourself here in Austria, we ask you to join us in this particular day so that we can be able to support these gallant men and women who have been doing great in our land. Please, the Zoom ID is, I want to call the number, please. If you have a pen, you can write it down. Zoom ID is 814-5023-2209. I repeat, Zoom ID 814-5032-2209. And the password is ESN. Password ESN. And the special guest of honor on that particular day, we are doing this fundraising, which is on 3rd of August, is Mazi in IPOB European rep is going to be there to address us. And the host of this ESN fundraising is IPOB Austria National Coordinator Mazi Namdi Onwumero. The moderator on that day is Mazi Metusela Metusedek, and the assistant moderator is Mazi Mweke. And we have a telephone number here, please. If you want to contact us on that day, the telephone number is +43 676 9670 745. I repeat for the last time, the contact number is +43 676 9670 745. You can call us on 3rd of August and also contribute to continue to help our brothers and sisters who have decided to make sure that our bushes are safe so that we can support them. These gallant men are doing great in our land, and we must support them. Mazi Jonathan, all that you said this evening, we've listened to everything you said, but our brother, that you really have a long conversation or a long debate, I can call it a debate, to educate us more. What I really understood in what he was saying, he was, I understood him that he was going individually. We are talking collectively. What can spirituality do to the physical? There is anything we are doing here in this world is physical. The houses, the road, the cars, the telephones, everything we are using here in this Western world where we're residing, everything they build is physical. And we are not doubting there are some individuals, maybe they can be somehow being gifted in spirituality or something like that. But it has nothing to do with in collectiveness, Mazi, and wherever that in Bayaga. The truth is that even as Nigerians, let's use the Nigerians as an example. The type of spirituality that is running in Nigeria, if truly spirituality can build the physical, why not them using even the type of spirituality in Nigeria? They don't even need this. Only clapping hands, how to be building themselves. Only praying, die. The roads will be building immediately. We should stop this in. Let us face the reality. We are here in this world. God has given us the knowledge to do this on our own. We have hands. We can think. Even if there is no other thing, Mazi, these people, these governors, these presidents of Nigeria, they travel and they came here in this Western world. They see how things have been done. Why can't they replicate the same thing at home? Why? They know what they are doing. Because when the masses are suffering, They will run into a place they believe maybe when they go there they will get solution or get the good advice what to do to free themselves instead of the pastor or the reverend father or any other person that or the imam to tell them the only way out is into revolution. Go against these people that are put into the suffering. What they will do is they will tell them, blessed are those who does not see and believe. Blessed are this, blessed are that. Just calm down. God is going to do it. And we are asking. Every blessed year, Nigeria is getting worse and worse than even what it is today. And some of them are still believing in this spiritual. Spirituality is what is in spirituality is more bigger than what is in physical. What is the spiritual? Why people are taking their oil and gas and ripping everything they have, using it to develop their own country? Physical. Who is deceiving who? But our happiness is that our people have begun to understand how it goes, and now we have been asking questions. Anyone I do that to Yaga say, I get out on another, born to learn how to book here, because enough of this madness, enough of this deceiving our people because of entitlement of friend and collecting all the women's money. Their ancestors and in the by ignorantly. Hey, we don't handle now keep the ancestors. The ancestors mad people everywhere. But Mazi, just as you said, what we are doing is entering. Our people have begun to understand. It's just a little time. You can bundle in there. Now put hand one after another. Now we ask them questions they cannot be able to answer. Need to bless you.
And this is where I'm going to switch off the phones, please. Today, honestly speaking, I don't know whether which kind of is it attack or anything, but my connectivity was problematic on and off. But we must continue. Let me say this. You know, something you don't know is bigger than you. That is why they say ignorance kills. Because you don't know it, it's bigger. Something I don't know is bigger than me. You understand me? That is a truth. Now, let me start by, do you see, when we say, like when we are small, when we are little boys, they say, this one, no money. Nah, I don't make money. Enter, once you enter money, you become rich. If the person is rich, say it's money. And after many people, some people that have been inside demystifies. You know what is happening? Like in that society, in order to continue making it very heavy secret, they continue misinforming people about the thing, about the society, the Boni society. How people make money there, how people can grow in the society. If you are able to enter, you have contacts. You understand? You enter into for example, a mist of people, different cadres of people. They introduce you because of the oaths and everything you take. Now, somebody can have trust in you if you are. It depends on your profession. If you're a contractor, now they can be giving you contracts. They can tell you set up a company, and now we'll be giving you contracts. And the people will think that, no, now once you enter money, you'll be invoking money from. No, we are just put into the mainstream. The mainstream. You were connected, nothing more. If you are a seller, for example, you are selling some goods. You have more customers. People will now tell you, people in the society will recommend you that, this is our man. So if you have he's selling, for example, motor lights. Even if you will now receive order where you are no more, where you were not receiving orders before. Supply this, supply that is the where we go, nothing more. But they continue giving people the impression that once you enter a go, or you invoke money. It's a lie. These are lies. Here are manipulations. These are manipulations of people. They manipulate the people so that you belonging to enter. You belonging to enter. Sometimes you want to enter, they will reject you, and they continue keeping, themselves, in that mystic situation, secretive, so that people will not understand. Whereas it's like that. If you're, for example, you own a hotel, you enter Ogboni, things are not moving, you enter Ogboni, you start seeing people coming from, maybe you are in nowhere. Your hotel is in nowhere. You don't used to have customers as before. But all of a sudden, you start seeing people coming, recommended. Hotel. So if you go there, any person that goes there, just listen him. Go and sleep in his hotel. It's trustworthy. Finish. People now are busy from different corners. So you see that this world, there are mysteries in this world. Who keep the mysteries? Because somebody have knowledge, more knowledge, and they keep it. The West, why are they not sending, for example, different technologies in Africa or in Nigeria? Let me put Nigeria as a case study. Different, in technological factories. Why are they not bringing it in? Because they don't want you to know that. So they use it to be keeping you, lower than them. Are you hearing me? There are some of our people, some Biafran, that are working in different types of, advanced state-of-the-art technologies in countries like America. They are not allowed to move anyhow. Why? To protect that secret. Because they feel that they can go to Nigeria and sell it. And once they sell it, Nigeria will have that information, which is bad. That is secret. So people are misunderstanding secrets, keeping this type of secret as if it's something spiritual. It's misunderstanding. Are you hearing me? Is a misunderstanding. And those with that higher knowledge love it like that, for you to continue imagining anything. They keep you in suspense with ignorance because you don't know, and you don't know. So when you come to development, Europeans, I used to say this, that the problem we have in Africa is that we have other people that are more developed. The West, the Europeans, they are more developed than us, so they are higher already. Is part of the problem. So it's more harder to even advance, more than before, more than them. Because when the Europeans were on their own level of development, stupidity, sheepishness, and there was no country that was higher than them, keeping them under. No. So they have to make use of their sense. They don't have any opposition from any higher country that is more developed. That is a problem. And as I said, during the black man fell through the transatlantic slavery. Before that, before 15th century, there was nothing like a black man, no, or racism. No, like that, no. Black man was respected. They were called the Moors in Europe. They were called the Moors in Europe. Are you hearing me? Different African kingdoms even have their ambassadors in every European countries before the advent of, the coming of transatlantic this slavery, when they come to carry slaves. Immediately, white man, the Europeans entered, vote into slavery, buying Africans. They had collaborations from Africans themselves. They are the downgraded Africans. That is, they downgraded Africans till today. People that can sell their own brothers for themselves. Are you hearing me? Till today. And from that time, even after the abolishing of slavery, the world order, they make it now that Africa must be a supplier of raw materials, which they are reaching. That they continue keeping Africans down through their governments, because they are in charge of many African governments. They are in charge. The Europeans are in charge. So they vow to continue, because our misery is their wealth. Our living in misery is their wealth. If we open eye now, if we become genuinely independent, the level of European living will go down. I am telling you. Because now we'll be doing business based on equality. Equality. Win-win situation. Which is not the case now. The case now, like in Nigeria, I'm talking about mostly Nigeria and other African countries. The case now is slave master and the slave relationship. They give order. Don't you see how if they just give African presidents, we go and meet, we take a flight, spend the money, go Japanese summit. They are African presidents, they go to meet. Instead of inviting the president of France, for example, say, come to us, all of them will go to France. The next day, Italian president will say, okay, Italian African summit. All of them will fly and go Italy. No dignity, because the Europeans know, they know their secrets. After all, they allow them to loot money and bring it to their countries. So they know the secrets. Do you see why we are down? It's not because of any other thing. It made the Europeans to look at us with disdain, that we are foolish. So they continue treating us like foolish people. We love money more than our future, more than ourselves. So they continue that character. And that character, generations upon generation, is stuck in them. That is what you call discrimination. Had it been our people, Africans resisted at the early time of transatlantic slavery. They resisted and fought that you can never, we can never collaborate for you to take our brothers. No, giving us money, giving us goods. No, it's impossible. That respect, Africa would have had different system. And do you know what? Transatlantic slavery made the Europeans now later on to say, okay, these people that are collaborating for us to buy their people, that is even supplying their people for us with money. And we give them religion they accept. We tell them, destroy your own system of worship. They did that. So they are perfect slaves. So the only thing, they stayed in 1884, 85. They say, okay, we can go further. These people are stupid. Let us finish them. They now partitioned Africa, created border for us till today. All these things, there is no spiritual problem. All these are, when you miscalculate, every failure, there is a cost to every failure. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Because you know why I'm saying this? Many of our people are superstitious. That is why we can start justifying failure. And now God no agree. So that is why we couldn't make it during Biafran War. God no agree. Now, There are fundamental mistakes from us. Are you hearing me? We tried, but there are fundamental mistakes. Every mistake has consequences. We did the sabotage of our own people inside. Things, things doesn't happen by chance. No. When we have this mentality, we will be planning more. We will be more, we will be more fair. Do you remember when Mazi Nnamdi was warning our people, like the ESN? Do you remember? On air. He said, remove this superstition of Odeshi. Because when you think that you have Odeshi, your brain will no longer work to its capacity. You will believe that you will go to the harm's way thinking that I will protect me. Instead of using your brain in order to escape, use the physical, use your brain. You say no. No, that's why our leader came one time and said, no, I will not accept any saying he trusts Odeshi. I don't accept that role. Martin Nnamdi said this on his broadcast. He was trying to sanitize us from all this belief, because once you believe too much, it brings down your knowledge, it brings down your brain. Your brain will no longer function because you rely on that belief. Are you hearing me? That is why I'm saying what I'm saying. The continuation of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's work, so that we will not slack back and say we trust on spirits. Once we fast and pray, things will start happening. No. We have to concentrate on planning. Solid planning, solid strategy in order to get where we are going. If we start to continue on superstition, we will definitely not go nowhere. Are you hearing me? Like the person that believes on Odeshi. Okay, you go, they will shoot you with maybe 5mm bullet pistol. Oh, you saw this, she didn't pierce. What about they are attacking with heavy machine gun? You'll be blown into pieces with your dish. It's not for war. If it's working like that, you will use it, because you know our people. I understand. There are people that are listening to me now. They say, Mazi Jonathan, you never see they work. Oh, my brother, if they work, why not you do it? The person who do it, you go out Sorok, go remove Tinubu, and declare that I'm now the president. No more, You see, all these things are super. Our brother Michael, I know he's an intelligent person, but the way it's going, that is one little things. The way some of our people are going. Now, don't worry, this thing, they work like this, so they work. And you ask, if all these things are working like this, who are we? Why are we not using it for our advantage? Why can't you do all this? Now, I say, in a match, because no bullet can touch you then. No bullet can enter. You take a car, go out Sorok. Go declare, say, now who is there? Now come out there. Now me. If they shoot you, nothing. Do you see why we always win our arguments? Because our people have one small. Nah, you never see. If they walk, there is this secret, is mystery. Is once you do it like this, it will, and you say, why you never apply it for us to get what we want? Why? Why do you leave us? We are hustling, dying. People are being killed. Why can't you come and say, now, don't worry, we'll use spiritual means to get it. Don't worry. All these people you are seeing that are going, saying that they are doing Dibia. Dibia. The original meaning of Dibia is master of knowledge. D is master. 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 That is D. Diochi. Dim. Dim. That is my master. That is the real meaning. Abia is knowledge, wisdom, understanding. Dibia is from there you call Dibia, master of knowledge. Are you hearing me? But it has been distorted. Now, as they run away from church, all they go now is for money. Now, let us do to get money. Everything is to get money. The end product, everything. The main objective goal is to get money. Now, well, let us go and kill Kaiga Buokoko in water on your money so that he will bless me. I will start making money. Everything is about money. When are we going to remove our mind from and work for our collectivity to heal our land? Our land is in tatters. The mentality of our people are in complete tatters. When are we going to work? When are we going to change strategy? This mentality of everything money. I'm not saying that money is bad, but it shouldn't be like that. Every of our ultimate goal is money. Money. You do dipia is money. No. Please. So, in conclusion, there are things that you think that it is that way, but it was not. It is not. That's why they are secrets. You're hearing me. Oboni, I was explaining before. Mazi Namdekano has explained it several times. The Europeans is part of their agenda to bring imbalance, to relegate the Igbos. So because they feel that the Igbos are too inquisitive. We want to know more and very sentimental. We want to know. We ask questions. If you cannot give Igbo man order, he will ask you why should I do what you say? You have to know first. So this is a quality which the British feel that is bad quality, and they don't need to trust this set of people. That is why they didn't link our own secret society, Okonko and Ekpe, or Ekpe, linking it to the mainstream. Instead, they carry Yoruba Ogboni, and that is why people now, Ogboni is very popular. Do you see it? Do you see it? It's not that there is something very mystic about it. No. Yes, you take some oaths, do some ritual. Everything is about ritual. Churches, you go, you perform ritual. It's ritual. You go, you take a reading song. It's ritual. A non-Christian will be seeing it as now what these people. Hey, now if you go to church, now wow, don't go. If you go, they will give you one thing, and once you eat that, your brain will now change. That is the vision. The perspective of a non-Christian, because he's seen it from outside. He never knew. So he's seen these people this thing they are eating. They say if you eat it, it will turn your brain, and you now hate. If you're a Muslim or Hindu, you hate it. Now you start entering into Christian. But you don't know it's not like that. It's not true. But it's because it's not inside. It's the same thing. So when you are not inside something, you think that you exaggerate it larger than life, and the people inside that, they want it like that. They don't want it to be mystified. So what the British did is to carry Ogboni and put it to the mainstream. Finish. Link it up to the mainstream. Tell others that, look, trust this Ogboni, and make it popular. Finish. Now, just as I said, if you are, for example, a kit maker, a content creator, you are hustling with your 100,000 viewers. All of a sudden, Elon Musk, who has maybe 50 million or 100 million people, share your content. At least more than 20 million will watch it. From that time, they will start saying, if Elon Musk can share this person, which means I will trust him. They will now start digging out who you are, going to watch your contents, because Elon Musk has put you into the mainstream. That is the same way Britain put Ogboni on the mainstream. It's not that there is something so special. No, he's putting them on the mainstream. Other countries, their colleagues, because Britain have more connection than us. It's true. They are more connected. Britain is an imperial power. It was a world superpower before. It is an imperial power. So they have connections. Once they brought the Ogboni and they put it in the mainstream, finish, they have linked them up. Do you see? The same way, if Elon Musk share a Nigerian content creator, it's not anything magic. No. But linking to the mainstream. Yeah, put that on the mainstream. Finish. That is it. These are things that our people don't understand or misunderstood. Sometimes they start interpreting. You know, our people oh, and this, let us stop all this superstition. It doesn't lead us nowhere. Instead, it makes us to be diminishing in knowledge. You come out, you see rat. A rat for you, a rat because of interpretation. You call your daddy you. Daddy you say, hey, I saw it in the dream. Even I wanted to call you, but thank God you called me. What is the color? You say is a black rat. Hey, say now wow, your enemies. Come. You have to come. You have to come. If you are coming, bring some this thing which I will do work for you. Your enemies are. Let me tell you. If you see cat is cat. You see rat, take rat as rat. Don't take it as any other thing. Are you hearing me? If you see dog is dog. Maybe there are very wild dogs, dogs that can behave abnormal. They can bite you. If you have okwi, choy also is a dog, nothing more. It's not something they sent to you to come and from your village. No, it's a lie. All these things are manipulations, mental manipulations. If you see cat is cat. You see dog is. You look at it, you say, "Na dog." It be nothing. Stop casting and binding as if you are in this world. They program you in this world that you come. You are in a war, spiritual warfare. Which warfare? Tell me. Which warfare are you fighting that for China fought and become great? Tell me. They made things happen. They were able to organize themselves. They resisted the pressure of America. Do you remember Tiananmen Square in 1989? When America was trying to use students and others in order to scatter China. Demonstrations, protests in order to bring down communist system. So that they will become like ordinary. They will now introduce their NGOs and to their democracy. China resisted. When they were resisting, that is the good thing, the good policy. Are you hearing me? That the result of that resistance is what you are seeing today. China being great. And it's what America wanted to destroy so that they will not be great. So anywhere in this world is about to fight. Donald Trump said, fight. You know what he means? Because we are in a world of fighting. A world you have to fight for your freedom. You have to fight for what belongs to you. Look at Haji Obama. Every day I'm seeing the video of what is going on there. No, that is the population are in miserable situation. Whereas it is where gas that is going to Europe is. They are stealing, looting billions of dollars worth of gas and oil are moving out from there every day. They want you to be like that. They keep you. You can't do nothing. The only force we have is when we are unified. Are you hearing me? The same way, once you are connected, in IPOB, for example, some people are benefiting, not that they are eating IPOB money, but because of the union. You want to do one business, you go to one country, you see, an IPOB member you can trust. Do you see? It's linkage. Some people are benefiting, not that they are eating IPOB money, but because of the union. You want to do one business, you go to one country, you see, an IPOB member you can trust. Do you see? It's linkage. It becomes real. Now you can do anything among yourself and make benefit. That is how all these things operate. Are you hearing me? We are here in this Radio Biafra to demystify many things. And we will continue. The standard set by Mazi in this radio will never be lowered. It must continue. Because we are trying to restore a country, not like any other ordinary country. No. Not like any other African. Genuinely, we want to first of all restore our mentalities, our brains, sanitize our brains. Now, when we restore our nation, we'll be happy the way we reason. We'll be happy. We'll be happy. Politicians will know power will belong to the people, not to the politicians. First of all, restore our mentalities, our brains, sanitize our brains. Now, when we restore our nation, we'll be happy the way we reason. We'll be happy. We'll be happy. Politicians will know power will belong to the people, not to the politicians. It's because it's a spiritual problem. I wanted somebody to call and tell me it's a spiritual problem. There is a spiritual problem here. Or tell me a country that they developed through spiritual, converting or to spirituality. Or solving their problem in a spiritual manner, like Nigerians do. Every problem has spiritual solution, whereas nothing is done. And when on here, I would just to put you in a fantasy. Hitler said religion is the opium of the masses, and it is true. Opium given to masses to sleep. Once you smoke it, you forget your real situation. You forget your reality. Watch them in churches. Once that sentiment enter through music, they know how to touch their sentiments. Now they start behaving as if no more, that they are no more in this world. But once they finish, they go back to living, facing their reality. Nothing changed. Nothing. Electricity they don't have. They still go back and moigam panaka. Do you see? Whereas before they were thinking that they were on top of the world, they have power, how we can. No. These are fantasies to make you feel that you are too big, to make you feel larger than life, like Azikiwe, feeling larger than life. It's deception, it's a scam. Let us understand this. Thank you for listening. Biafra remains who we are. Biafra is our ideology. You understand me? When you meet somebody that is a student of Radio Biafra, you will know. Even if the highest PhD holder engage in discussion with him, he will look at you and say, "But how do you know these things? How are you talking like this? That not many people talk like you. Why do you have this type of philosophy?" Always like that. I am telling you. It doesn't matter even if the person doesn't know how to read and write. But immediately a PhD intellectual, when they are discussing on issues, general issues, he will look at them and say, "I never see a person like you. Why are you talking? How you are talking like this?" He will remark something that you are different. That is what we want to create. That is what we want Biafrans to be, so that we can be able to hold if we restore Biafra, we'll be able to hold our public servants responsible. Responsible. We demystify everything, so that all of us, we have collective good life. Sanitized system, not what we are seeing in Nigeria. Thank you for listening. From me, Mazi Jonathan Chinedu, from here, it is simply good evening.